Feel your legs working, feel your heart working. The next presenter is Mark Keith, who's going to be presenting Businessman on a Horse.
This is my favorite one, so that's why I picked it. It was created by Ontario artist William McElcoran.
You get up.
Sculptures depicting a horse and rider tend to be used for triumphant historical battle leaders. This corporate executive appears awkward and looks befuddled. He clearly doesn't fit the image of a war hero on horseback. Now, what climate change spin can we give this work of art? I think we can say that there is an equally poor fit between our money-driven industrial economy and the environment. 3 years ago, a large survey was conducted with 500 big businesses in Britain, the US, Germany, Japan, India, and China. The results showed that, quote, global warming ranks far down the concerns of the world's biggest companies. Nearly 9 in 10 of them do not rate it as a priority. In a world with finite resources, limited air and water, and limits to its climate resiliency, we need clear restrictions on growth. But industry is calling the shots. It dictates how food is grown, what resources are ravaged, what populations are displaced, what products are produced, how goods and people are transported, and how governments are run. Ed Finn from the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives made the scathing comment that, quote, in our glorious free enterprise system, business executives, like our friend here on the horse, are programmed to maximize profits without regard for the society in which they operate, in much the same way that cancer cells are programmed to proliferate. The corporate cancer is doing what comes naturally to all cancers. It is growing. It is maximizing its assets. It's feeding on its host and will eventually kill it, even if that means ultimately killing itself as well. But this is not a concern for today's CEOs, who don't look any further ahead than the next quarter's financial statement. We need to dare to challenge industry's power and control. We need to dare to say out loud what we are all really thinking, and use the influence that we have as individuals, and as community members, and as voters. It's the only way we're going to save the planet. We need system change, not climate change.
Thanks, Mark. The next sculpture we're going to do is the chicken and the egg. We'll see you down there. How are you doing so far?
Good.
Let's take a deep breath. How's everybody's ankles? Do some ankle rolls. Shoulders. Okay, so the next presenter is Steve Green. Okay, he's going to introduce himself, but we're happy to have him to add to our tour. He's an expert on the subject that he's about to tell us about. So here's Steve.
Hello everyone, my name's Steve, and Philippa and myself are part of Windsor Essex Community Supported Agriculture and the Windsor Chicken Co-op as well. And I'd like to also introduce to you Claire and Houdini. Houdini is in the pen. And Houdini is a hen that was rescued last week from the Windsor Essex Humane Society. I got an emergency call that there was a runaway hen, and so I went and picked her up, and we'll be integrating her into our chicken co-op that we manage outside the city of Windsor, thanks to Eddie Francis. So my name is Steve Green, and we're here to talk about how keeping your own chickens can be good for you and good for your community and good for the environment. And we're standing right now, you'll see, in front of a sculpture called Chicken and Egg, and it was by Morton Katz. And the chicken is made of painted industrial steel chain, and the egg is made out of solid marble. It reminds us of the old parable, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And when I look at this sculpture, it shows the importance of maintaining good balance. I think of something fragile versus something solid, the chain and the egg. I think of how at one time we did live with balance in this world, and a balance between the environment and ourselves, but now we've strayed quite far from that, as you know. And one of the reasons that we're here at this sculpture is because we want to promote a healthier balance between us and our city, us and our environment, and one another's. We want to promote a more sustainable community. And we want to show our community that we need to have a little more food security as well. We need to have a hand in our own breadbasket. As many of you probably know, the UN Charter of Human Rights guarantees each of us the right to grow and produce our own food. But currently here in Windsor, having an urban hen, in fact having Houdini here, is illegal. And it's illegal because it was voted down at council when we had a tie. Our mayor broke that tie and voted it down. And this ruling is being challenged in over 3 locations across Canada with the UN Charter of Human Rights guaranteeing each of us the ability to grow our own food and have our own hens and have our own eggs. Eggs from a well-tended backyard chicken are much healthier. Factory farm chickens live their lives without ever touching the soil or being allowed to hunt and peck for bugs and what they want to eat. They're kept jammed into metal battery cages. They are fed an unnatural and varied diet, and they look horrible. They look like zombies when they're living in these places. And these conditions are designed to produce eggs as quickly and cheaply for the factory farm. You know, those eggs you get in the store are already 4 to 6 weeks old before you even buy them and take them home. These conditions are unacceptable to us. The result is an egg that is less nutritious, and eggs produced by chickens that are free to exercise and peck for bugs and engage in their natural environment and their chickeny behavior are much better for you. The real difference is the taste. The backyard chicken has a much more robust taste that is difficult to describe. And there's nothing like being able to keep your own hens and sustainably provide for your own diet. In closing, I just want to urge you to consider maybe raising some of your own chickens. You can join or start your own urban hen collective. And I'd also ask that you'd question your provincial candidates about their platform on agriculture and food security. I've got some handouts and some buttons for you. I'd ask you to ask them if they support local food and local farmers. I'd ask you to ask the question, do they have any concerns about the industrial food system? And how would they guarantee food security if there's an oil crisis and food can't be trucked in by all these trucks we watch coming across the Ambassador Bridge? Also, I'll have you challenge them to be more food friendly and to be more concerned about environmental change and the toxics in our environment. And with that, I have been kept to a short script thanks to Patsy Noonan, and I have to stop talking because I could talk on for hours and hours about this. So thank you very much.
Excellent job. Thanks. That was great. We're going to move.
Hi, Houdini. Yeah.